truck. Today on the Roadhouse, thermostats. Thermostats for a Duramax diesel. Let's get this video started. I'm going to look at the part numbers here. I bought these. When you buy AC Delco stuff, you might want to buy them from either the dealer or somebody that you can trust. I went ahead with Rock Auto. If you've seen one of my other videos before, I ordered glow plugs from Amazon that were AC Delco. Well, a lot of people are faking AC Delco in order for you to get them to buy them. So all of the glow plugs that I bought for this thing from Amazon were all bad. All bad. 8 of them. All bad. I went ahead and bought the AC Delco glow plugs from Rock Auto. You need to buy from somebody you can trust nowadays. I guess everybody lies. So let's get this video started. All right, 10 millimeter on both batteries. Go ahead and disconnect your batteries. One over here, one over there. Let's get that done. Next, you're going to need a pan for underneath the truck to catch the fluid that you're going to lose from your radiator. You're not going to lose as much as you think, but you are going to lose some. So you want to make sure that you get that stuff taken care of. I'm in my shop, so I really don't want it all over the place. Okay, we're going to start with two 12 millimeter bolts. One here and one here. It's for the oil tube here. We're going to get it out of the way. I like to put everything up here in this little tray here. That way I know where to get everything. And I know if it's missing later on. All right. You're going to have connectors here and here. Here. You're going to need to undo. All right, take off your 3 bolts here, which will take off this plate that goes up to the oil neck filler, and you're going to have to disconnect. This this wire connector here that connects to it as well. Okay, when you get these up, you're going to notice that this is really long. This one is not. And this one's another really long one. So, just so you know, and don't make any mistakes. Now to take this off, it just pops out, or show you how it's connected. It's just one of these little things, so you can pop that out with like an interior trim type removal tool out. Go ahead and pull this thing out. It's a little tricky, but it's not bad. All right, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this connector right here. Get it up out of the way. You got a bolt that is right there. Another 12 millimeter. Be very careful about these bolts. Make sure you get them pulled up. You don't want to lose them. At this point, you might want to have a magnet to pull this sucker out of there. All right, you got one over here and one right. Okay, now you just pull it out, and you need to take this connector off of it before you yank it out, but you don't have to. Now you can just move it over to the side, and you need to get out that bolt right there. There's that. Sometimes power stuff does this stuff a lot easier. Okay, now that that is out, you can move this whole, you've got a little bit of play on this hose. Go ahead and remove this top bolt off of the thermostat housing. One over here, one over here. And just for your information, this is your bleeder bolt right here. You're going to need to know where that is at when you start to refill your fluid. Now you can kind of remove it to where you can get to the thermostats. And you're going to be leaking some fluid right now. So hopefully you got yourself a bucket. And you're going to want to know how you remove these things, all right? There's a certain way that each one of these goes in. And there's a certain thermostat for each one. You don't want to put the wrong one in the wrong hole. I bet you've heard that before. All right, now this one, the gasket was not even on the damn thing, and you want to remove the gasket from it. Now you want to pull this thing out. Remember how it was in there. This is the long one. There's two different ones, a short one and a long one. The long one goes in the front and the short one goes in the back. All right, here's how they go. This is the one that's in the back, and it's short. And you see these little brass little suckers, they go in the back. And this one is the long one, and you're just going to follow the writing. You see that arrow down here? Right there? And the writing, you want to be able to read the writing. So they're both going to go just like this. And the short one, which goes in the back, this is its number right here. 972-41130. So the short one goes in the back. When you put it in, make sure that gasket stays. See? There it is. And I just need to turn it around. There it is. I just need to turn it a little bit more. There we go. There's one. And then the tall one is in the front. Make sure to keep the arrow pointed in the right direction. Now for the front one, it is 972-41129. There we go. There's the arrow. There's the writing. can read it, goes just like that. Now, a lot of people have said that these gaskets are hard to keep on when you're putting it in. And I have not had any issues whatsoever with that. And it might be if you're buying off-brand thermostats. But so far, I've not had one issue with it. Watch me have issues now. Right down in there. Make sure that it's turned just perfect. And there they are. Let's put this thing back together again and fill it up with fluid. Now, if you do it this way, I probably only lost maybe, I don't know, not even maybe 4 or 5 cups worth of coolant. So this is a way to kind of do it where you don't lose a lot of stuff. Now this is important too. You want to blow the coolant out of these holes that are underneath it. So you want to get some air, blow the coolant out. That way you're not having any issues. There's been guys that have a lot of issues when you start pressurizing that in the bottom there. So let's go ahead and blow that out with the air hose. See, a lot of it came out of that one. That one too. That one too. Let's put this thing back together. A couple different ways to bleed this. You can take it to a shop and they'll put on some pressure thing on here and it'll do it for you. Or what I did is, that's the bleeder, and I left it undone and I started filling up the antifreeze until it started coming out this hole. Then I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. So that is one way to do it, and we're going to see if it works. Okay, and what I'm doing here is I'm running it to get it up to temp. Okay, these LMMs are a little bit different than the others as far as the temperature gauge. Now the temperature gauge, your thermostats, your rig wants to be running about 185. Well, 185 on this rig is about 210. So I'm running it up to temperature. Now when I knew that my thermostats were bad, before the code even came out, my temperature was running right around in here in this notch, right around in here. So it's about what, 185 or so. But it was not 185. I think it was like 156, 160, something to that degree. And I was not running according to temperature. And if your rig's not running according to the temperature that needs to be ran, you're going to lose fuel mileage, you're going to lose all sorts of stuff, and then your code's going to pop up on your engine warning light. So that's what ended up happening to me, but I knew that I needed to replace them. And in fact, I had already ordered them from Rock Auto, and they were gonna get here like 3 days after the light came on. So it ended up being a really good for me. While you guys are at it, you might want to get one of these Edge CTS 2s or 3s. That way you can monitor everything that's going on in your rig. I'll have a video out on that soon. Now you're also going to want to make sure that there's no leaks. So you want to get up here . As you can see, I'm still warming up. I'm going to actually pull it out of the shop and I'm guessing my tire monitors are going to come back on. I think I need all new tire monitors. As you all know, diesels take a little bit to warm up, so this isn't something that just happens right away. Usually you have to run it a little bit. This is about where it was at before, and it never really warmed up. Sometimes it would if it was a really hot day, but you know, I've only had this truck for about a month and a half, and I knew that this was on the list. I'd actually ordered the parts, and about 3 days into ordering the parts, the light came on for that. So, you know, if you follow my other videos, I've already done all the glow plugs and all that type of stuff, and the maintenance and all that type of stuff. So we're really down to, you know, what happens now. I'm going to go ahead and do videos on, I'm going to change the diff fluid. You never know what the person did with the truck before you actually bought it, so you want to make sure that you check that stuff. I had a big Super Duty that I knew was the owner of it had to drive through a creek every single day, and the only reason why I knew that was because I actually went to his house when I bought it. So when I got the truck, I took it home and started doing the maintenance on it, and I checked the rear diff fluid and it was gray. It had tons of water in it. So you want to check all this stuff, especially if you first buy a vehicle and it's not brand new or whatever you're doing here. Go ahead and do all the maintenance, rear diff, front diff, all that type of stuff. Make sure your four-wheel drive works before you actually buy it, and all that type of stuff. It's getting a little warmer. I'm going to run it up and down the road a little bit. We are now up to operating temperature. So I am pretty happy about this. Going to check for leaks again, make sure everything's good to go, and go ahead and top off the coolant, but I don't think I need to, but just check yours just in case. So the number one thing I want to explain to you today is make sure you get real AC Delco parts. With the internet nowadays, they can make these boxes quicker than anything, and now you think you're getting an AC Delco part and you're not. These part numbers are all over the internet. You can find them quick as diddly. They can buy Chinese made stuff and then they send it to you. I did notice that the AC Delco, the fake AC Delco glow plugs, I did notice that the fake AC Delco glow plugs were really, really, really shiny, whereas the AC Delco were not. So you want to make sure that you get the correct stuff. And I've seen online where people have got fake or not real AC Delco thermostats. So you want to make sure that you get the real stuff. So go to a parts provider. If you're in a rush and you need to buy something off the internet really fast as far as getting these thermostats in, go to the dealer. If you've got a little bit of time or whatever, go ahead and Rock Auto. I do not know about the O'Reilly's and your other big box stores. Probably good to go, but I don't know that. I wanted to make sure that I got it from somebody that I could trust. Thank you all for watching. Have you had any issues with your truck? Did you get better fuel mileage? I'm hoping to get better fuel mileage. Before I put this video out, I am going to let you know exactly, because I've got a trip in the next 2 days that is it's about 600 miles. So when I get done with that trip, I hope to get better fuel mileage. But the problem is I'm going to be towing a trailer with another diesel on the back of it. So I'm probably not going to figure it out until next week sometime. Thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing, comment down below. And as always, if you ride her hard, don't put her away wet. We're a t-shirt sponsored today by JS Off-Road. Thank you all for watching.